Let me tell you a simple story from my business, which could just as easily be yours, about how I solve completely everyday, very, very simple problems with automation. Now, quite effortlessly. Last night, while we were watching Gordon Ramsay's restaurant show on Netflix, or rather, I was half watching it, I came up with the idea that I should add a little subscription form at the end of blog posts, a lead generation form, which is actually very, very effective. If you haven't tried it yet, it's one of the best ways to build lists, much more effective than just putting up a subscribe to our newsletter or download something prompt because it's interactive. I use several such forms, but I wanted to, which I add to the end of every single blog post. By the time you watch this, you'll probably come across it yourself, because I only have a few more hours of work left on it before it goes live. That means I've spent a maximum of 4 hours on the whole thing, during which I created a form. I'll also show you how to do this in the course. I generated this with Claude, and you can see that it consists of only 3 questions, and at the end of the questions you get a solution, where you can also subscribe. But how do we put a functioning system behind this? Among other things, I'll show you that as well. But what you need to see is that I was able to use my own solution right away, since I had already done this once before. This means that I turn on airplane mode here, so that through such a form, these data come in and are entered into a Google Sheet, for example, to make sure they are stored. Then a router distributes them into 3 parts, creating 3 sequences, each corresponding to a different customer type, a different respondent, and I can address 3 different problems for them. In order to offer a truly effective solution, there really isn't a lighter, more streamlined, or more segmented list available for highly targeted communication with these specific people afterwards. And if you decide to put this powerful automated solution behind it, which can be easily built in Make in just about an hour or so, you'll quickly see that you'll never again have any kind of problem with how to build these lists for your business. This approach ensures that your workflow remains efficient and your outreach stays perfectly organized at all times. How to build organic lists that have real subscribers, real interested people, and much more about them than just their email address. This is just one workflow out of the ones I'll show you, but I think it's a pretty good opener to see that automation doesn't mean that from now on the machine does everything for you, but rather that automation means that the various subtasks which you previously had to do all by yourself can now be delegated to different workflows. Let's see how this whole thing works.